What is the difference between data and digital and capturing business flows?
I think data and digital is straightforward. With data is basically the raw material that is there, that gets collected, and now turning that into processes, workflows, capabilities, knowledge, intelligence, whatever. That's basically the process of digital. So digital allows the data to be transformed and used in context of the business. But I think the other part that you mentioned, which is the flow, which I liked what I saw as you were describing the TADA capabilities. What I liked was that it wasn't a snapshot of the data like in a traditional way. Like you have a screen which has all these pictures and graphs or data and everything. It's kind of static, which is good. But I think where your focus was that you're really trying to show the comprehensive view in context of the flow of that, whatever that asset is or whatever the thing is or a person is. So there are events along the way. And I think that is what makes our role complex in enterprises, because every function is basically a collection of a lot of flows. And there are flows in the organization. They cut across functions.
Demand flows, material flows, financial flows.
They cut across the functions, right? So if we start looking at that problem in the context of the flow of a thing or a person or a relationship, you start to look at the same data in a different context. And I think to be able to generate that kind of a view, that means not only that we have to collect the data, but we have to have the right interpretation of the data, those events, and understanding of those events. And then that leads to the next thing, which is the so what. Okay, I'm showing you all this, so what? The whole idea is to understand what the performance of the flow is, where the constraints are, where the issues are, where the risks are in the flow, right? And if I can understand that, and ideally, if someone can predict that for me, what's going to happen next, is where the intelligence is, because artificial intelligence is really about predicting the next.
Yep.
But to predict the next, I need all this input and the raw material first, right? And ability to actually pull it in context of the flow and pull it in context of the time series. And to bring it all together and then be able to kind of move back, forth in the flow is, I think, what makes it really, really dynamic and interesting. And I believe that, can we do that in a siloed context? Yes. Can we do that in a comprehensive end-to-end way and for all kinds of flows in a different way? We do need a platform for that. And one of the elements of the platform has to be the semantic model that allows us to do all that.
And that's where, there's some overlap between what TADA does and our options.